So mind mapping is a way to organize your thinking, organize your notes, and help retain the information you have photo read. Now for me, photo reading, the whole system came together with the mind mapping process. I'm a kinesthetic. I'm very good with spatial layout. So it really was what helped me know when I know something from a book. All right, so that's how it starts. Now, how many of you are mind mappers? You could say that. All right, good. How many of you would like to be mind mappers? Okay, good. All right, super. All right, so what I'd like you to do, and this is an invitation that I'm going to give you for later today, and you can do this actually as kind of a preview of every day if you'd like to. But you have with you you have in your welcome kit a yellow set of sheets that is the schedule. Is that correct? And it's linear, right? Well, it's linear and it's down as well, right? So it goes like this, all right? Now, if you are a person like me who does better in a pictorial or spatial layout, this is what I would do with that so that I could understand it. All right, I would do photo reading, schedule. All right, so I'd put my schedule. Now, this would be in my mind mapping tablet. All right, and then I would say day 1. Then I would do day 2. And you get the point? What's this one going to be? Day 3 and 4 and 5, right? Okay, so we get them all. All right, whoops. A dry marker there. We'll have to get a different one. All right, so I'll just put 4 on there for the ease. Now you could go in and you can organize each of the sessions in units so you can see what's on there. You can do that with day 2 and do the same thing and get the flow of the information. So you can do this with your schedules. You can do this with books, obviously. All right? So that's just a core, quick idea of what the mind map is about. So we can do it. Now, if you have that one page that I suggested that you set up with the title of your book in the center, we told you to do that in preview, I believe. All right, so you have the book that you're going to do the 5-day plan with, correct? All right, so then you have your mind mapping paper, which is a tablet. We recommend that you do mind mapping landscape versus the way you have the flip chart paper set up. Now, this is just something I learned out of Tai Chi, and that is that our muscles and our joints are designed to move this way, and this is very stressful to them. So just think about that when you're mind mapping. You have more paper to write across, which is more natural to the arm than to write like this. So you could do this if you need to lay out any of the information, and of course we're recommending this in your mind map. For mind mapping your book that you're doing the 5-day plan on, and you will get to know more about that. We will give you a handout on that later. So the title goes in the center, then you radiate all key ideas around it, and we recommend that you use as few words as possible on your lines here. Now the purpose of that is to stop, pause, think about what you want to put on your mind map, and consolidate it and condense it into as small a unit as you can. And the purpose of that is so that this becomes a trigger to everything you know about that piece. Right. Now, if we divided this room into 2 groups, or into half, and one group was given 100 animals to memorize. So you're given 100 words, and they're all animals to memorize. Over here, that's your task. We take the other group and we say to you, we want you to take those 100 animals and categorize them into meaningful arrangements. How do those animals fit together? All right, so the task becomes thinking about the relationships and the connections of how these animals fit together. How does a horse and a donkey and a cow and a sheep all work linked together? How could you put those together? How could you put lions and tigers and bears, oh my, together, all right? So that group would be categorizing the information. These would be just memorizing. Now I say, okay, today is test day. You do the test. Which group do you believe has more of those animals memorized? That group, because they've done this. They've organized and integrated the material so that it's meaningful and it has relationships. How many of you have bits of information still floating around in your brain, right, that still today, that you memorized for a test way back in high school or grade school or whenever, and it's still there because you didn't get that test question? You don't know when you're ever going to use it? Yeah, all right. So mind mapping, great tool. And then, of course, and I think this is true for many, many photo readers and probably many of you too, and that is that when you first become a photo reader, oftentimes what you do is you do the 5 steps diligently and religiously, or however you want to describe that, and you do your mind maps. And when you're done, you go, great, I've got this. And then what do you do with them? You fold them up and put them inside your book. And then you put your book back on your shelf. And then, in the case of Lynette and I, as many as 10 years later, we've pulled books off of our shelf, and the mind map falls onto the floor. But we still have it. And we can really get excited about what we did before. And of course, we have to resist that urge of going, I don't mind map like that anymore. Because you learn something about mind mapping as you mind map more and more. All right, so mind mapping. Okay. Now, just a little bit more on this. All right, so what question would you say that you would ask about today's session? All right, for instance, what is coming in the evening? All right, is that true? So then you would mind map that, all right? I do know that there's several things. You're going to get your 5-day plan, okay? You're going to get something that says B, all right? It's known as building excellence, all right? What else is on that list for this evening? Anything else? Learning about portfolio assignments? Oh, game show, all right. So we have our game show, our game. Okay, super, all right? Super. What was that? That's day 2? Game 1. Yeah. All right, but you got the idea, right? All right. So something that's coming tomorrow. What's coming tomorrow? Look ahead. Let's do a little preview. What was that? Oh, yes. We have our morning Qigong. All right, excellent. What else comes? Oh, our portfolios. I'm a creative speller, in case you want to know that. In case anything is misspelled up here, it's because I'm a creative speller. You are my spell checkers. All right, okay. So we could just keep going around and getting that out. Now, one of the other things, of course, I bet you have a purpose for being here and a goal. You might actually want to write your goal so that you see how all of these will tie to your specific goal or purpose. So purpose. Always center your mind maps around what you want to get from your material. In the book from the book. You know, what you want to get from the book. Not what the author's idea is. And now that I've said that, students probably have to do it that way. Students may need to do it from the whole overview because you might get tested. And you might not know what all the things are going to be on a test. Right? Is that it?